everybody, I think by now knows who Andrew Tate is. You probably couldn't avoid it by now. Most people probably didn't know who he was up until a week ago. Or
yeah,
whatever
I did.
I've seen him around.
And you were not really following him, and I asked you if you were, and you were like, not really.
I've seen clips of him, and like sometimes he's saying some cool shit, and
yeah, he was just
other times he's saying like ridiculous stuff that's just I think designed to make people mad.
Yeah,
and, whatever.
But a lot of his points do seem to have like sociological merit.
He definitely seems like a smart dude.
Oh, he's worth like $350 million.
Yeah.
And also he's a fucking an actual alpha, if you would excuse the term, because a lot of people don't think that's a real thing anymore. But yeah, he was a multi division kickboxing champ.
Okay,
he's a real fucking stud kickboxer.
And then just made a shitload of money in with like investing or some shit or what?
No, he had cam girl sites. This is where a lot of that stemmed from, is that he made a joke like, no, these girls can't leave. They got to make me money. I don't let them leave or some shit like that.
Yeah, and he'll say outlandish shit about women and stuff. Like whatever. That's where they're
supposed to be, making me money, make money from the top G or whatever. And
it's like he's only doing it because it gets a reaction. But probably, I'm sure whatever.
I think his primary income at this point is that like Hustler Academy or whatever the fuck he's got online.
Yeah, so
that thing makes him like, I want to say $20 million a month. It's insane.
Wow.
I looked at the fucking numbers. I was like, what in the fuck is this? Like,
now, can you imagine? I saw that thing. It's like $50 a month to like learn how to hustle. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And when I see something like that, I'm like, what kind of fucking loser? But,
yeah.
And I'm like, does it work? These guys are really fucking rich.
Yeah, this guy's really hustling.
So what happened last week though with it? I mean, they arrested him for human trafficking and a bunch of fucking shit, which it's not the first time he's been accused of some heinous shit.
Well, here's a few things. And so it isn't really clear. It may have become clear in the last day. I don't know. But first of all, so he moved to Romania, right? From London.
Right. He was originally from Chicago, right?
I mean, he was born here, but he grew up over there.
Oh, okay. Because I just don't understand what his accent. His accent seems so made up.
Yeah,
it's like a fucking weird character in a movie from a country that doesn't exist.
Yeah, like somebody trying to do an accent.
Yeah,
but like a nondescript accent,
but like who's horrible at it.
Exactly. Yeah, it seems like a fake ass accent. But yeah, so he lived abroad. I mean, he was, like I said, I believe he was in Scandinavia for some of his kickboxing career, because the Dutch kickboxing world is fucking supreme.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, where you're getting the fucking the Boss Rutens and the fucking anyways, so, but yeah, so that was a big thing. He had the cam girls, then he had the hustler thing. He moved to Romania because he said his claim was that he did not like the British parliamentary system. He didn't like the law. He didn't like how fucking sort of heavy-handed they were with their censor. You know what I mean?
Sounds like an absolute lunatic.
Yeah. And so he said Romania is the safest place for someone like him, because if you have money, you can't get in trouble. So, in other words, Romania is pretty much known as like the most corrupt government on the planet.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's why it's also known for being a hub of sex trafficking and human trafficking.
Gotcha.
Because you can just pay off any official and they'll just don't give a fuck. They don't care.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that happens enough in the countries where it doesn't happen.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Flash forward. There was some girl. Yeah, he alleges to have 12 passports. What's up, guys? What's up, Tony? Happy New Year. What's up, Jerry? But yeah, so wait, what the fuck is he saying? Oh, Chris Tony, new studio setup looks much better, gents. Hey, Chris Tony. But yeah, so there was a girl apparently. This is the problem. This is what I was going to get to. Is the problem with any legal stories coming out of Romania, is that nobody really knows the details, because these people don't say what's really happening. So it's all just media hears something and then they just start splattering around, human trafficker Andrew Tate, human trafficker Andrew Tate. You'll just see that on all the obvious media outlets.
Yeah, right.
The CNNs and the
well,
MSNBCs
immediately when
and
somebody like him who has kind of made himself an enemy of the left, it's like immediately, dude, like we always talk about, my whole Facebook feed is mostly these fucking people, you know, and some of you might even be here. I don't know. Welcome to the show. But, you know, it's just like they immediately start celebrating this, like, oh, they got it. Like, you have no idea.
Yeah, you don't even know who he is or what, if he did anything.
Yeah, like,
from what I did hear, though, I've heard that he does a great deal. Him and his brother Tristan is his business partner. And I've heard they do like a fucking ton of charity, like give away fucking millions and millions of dollars.
I mean,
to like good shit.
Well, most villains do, you know. I mean,
that's a good point.
Yeah. So I mean, Al Capone used to fucking stand and hand
but Al Capone is sort of an
anti-hero.
anti-hero. I'm not against Al Capone. Like he killed people, but was he a Robin Hood?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? He was a villain to the law.
I mean, he needed it was like Pablo Escobar needed the fucking, you know, the people behind him to get anything really done, you know. I think that's more what it was about, is just a PR thing, but whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, so, but as far as Andrew Tate goes, so there allegedly, there was an incident earlier this year where a girl was at a party where he claims, and other people that were there at that party claimed that there was a bunch of girls, like 50 girls, or, you know. So he's
like
living, he's living what he says, and
so he's having a 51 way, and then and then what?
And then him and his brother decide to go to the casino because the party's going on. Whatever, it's just at their place because their place is like a fucking compound.
Sure.
And so they decide to go to the casino, and then meanwhile, one of these girls, this American girl, gets a call from her boyfriend. And he's like, "Where the fuck are you?" or whatever. And she's like, "I'm at this house. This is Andrew Tate. Blah blah blah. I don't even want to be here. I didn't want to be here. They made me like." Possibly saying that her friends told her to go to this party, and she's trying to tell her boyfriend, I didn't even want to come here because she's going to be in trouble with her boyfriend. And then hangs up. So this guy goes, oh my God, she's been abducted. Calls the U.S. Embassy.
So this could just be like a bunch of fuckery from the beginning, or?
Well, so that one he was brought in on, and then they were like, because apparently their whole house inside is all CCTV monitored.
Yeah.
So he showed them, this is a party, this is the girl getting the phone call,
she's having a great time,
going on. Yeah, they're all invited here. It's a fucking party.
Yeah,
I've got a Bugatti.
They're all invited.
Yeah, they're all been invited, and the only reason that they're here is because I'm the top G.
Right.
And so yeah, that happened, and he's brought in on these charges. So yeah, flash forward, he is basically sort of warned a lot on all these social platforms to quit being a misogynist, quit saying shit, and calling out what he calls the matrix, which is like the sort of mainstream media, mainstream political, cabals.
Let's also, for anyone that's not familiar with the whole story, he's like been pretty thoroughly, as they say, canceled across most
and so that's what happens next. Is that all of a sudden he's deplatformed on everything.
Did you see him beat Pierce Morgan in speed chess?
I didn't.
Pierce Morgan fucking had him on the other day, maybe not the other day. I think fairly recently though.
He was on a couple weeks ago or something. Okay, before this stuff.
Pierce Morgan at the end is like, I'm going to challenge you to speed chess, and like,
really,
they put like a 5-minute timer on, and they're like, yeah, we have to finish the game in 5 minutes, whatever. Yeah. And he's like, he's bragging about he's fucking chess champion of his school or whatever, and yeah, Andrew Tate just beat him like fucking.
Really?
Yeah, like nothing.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Top G.
Yeah. It was pretty.
Dude,
it was pretty funny to see, dude.
The dude annoyed me when I first came across him, but he's one of those guys that like everything he claims seems to be real.
Yeah.
He like really does have 30 fucking cars, and all of them better than the next. He's got like
so you saw they were all seized, right? Like,
I did not see any of that yet.
Yeah,
because this is always developing. Yeah, so I wasn't able to see that.
Yeah, well, so what we were talking about with the Romanian government being as corrupt as it is, I mean, I doubt he'll probably get a lot of those back, but
yeah, and that's another thing that I saw other people talking about that have personal experience with the Romanian government. They were like, look, if this guy's got hundreds of millions of dollars, he's not going to go to jail. He's going to come up $10 million. Oh, they also found $10 million cash in his house when they raided it.
Boy.
And so they're like, yeah, they're not. He's not going to see that again.
Yeah,
and he's going to be able to pay his way out.
What's fucked up is most governments have a fucking law that limits the amount of cash you're allowed to have.
Yeah, which is idiotic. Come on, man.
You can't carry. Now, I don't know why I ever had to look this up, but there is a. So if you're ever traveling with a large amount of cash to perhaps make a purchase of some type that you want to keep a bit under wraps.
Yeah.
But we were always careful to split the money between people because it was like,
you got to have it at different locations.
Well, there was, you're really not allowed.
Safe deposit boxes and shit like that. I know people that have.
I think if you're carrying, so this happened to a friend of mine, right? No names in this one, I guess. But he was traveling out to California with like 25 grand that he was supposed to pay to somebody for weed, and so they found it, like a cash sniffing dog or whatever, found it. And they just took it from him and told him, "Hey, I don't think this is. I don't think you got this legit.
Yeah, and now you got to go to court.
You can prove where you got it,
and you never get it back. That's called.
Right.
There's a name for that form of asset seizure, and everyone's been up in arms about that for a long time. And it's fucking basically the
civil asset forfeiture.
Yeah, feds can just basically rob you.
Right. Yeah,
it's insane. And that's why I have all my money in crypto.
That's why they hate that. Is really that's because. So I don't think whatever. It's side fucking thing. We should have never gone on. Continue with the thing.
So Eric brings up the point. So then when all of the platforming shit had gone on, right? He was on podcasts and shit still. People were still having him on because every fucking episode of anything he was on would be like 10x viewers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everyone was still having him on.
Oh, dude, it's been thoroughly shown at this point that getting quote unquote canceled is one of the best things that can happen
insane.
for you. Yeah. I mean, I forget, there was some actual recent study that's like, let's study what happens when somebody gets deplatformed, and it's not true for everybody, but on an average, it's better for you financially to get canceled. That's just been a thing that's proven. Whatever.
Yes. Okay. So then he was on this thing, and this is Eric Becker just said this. There was also a video circulating that showed him saying you get 3 lives, and he was saying he was going first. They tell you to shut up. And then once you don't do that, they cancel you. They already did that to me. He goes, the next thing they arrest you, and if that doesn't work, if you still don't shut up, then they kill you. He goes, I'm on life 2. And then on this one, he's saying like, well, I have 1 left. And he's been very, very, very specific for the last like 6 months of saying on all the things he keeps going like, and again, I want to say to everyone, I will never kill myself.
Yeah.
There is no possible scenario that I will ever kill myself.
Yeah.
So that's like, a whole.
You got to head him off at the pass with that one.
Yeah. You got to engine failure or
get on record.
Like that.
I know.
That's what that'll be.
Don't write, dude, if you're a guy like this, fucking stay the fuck away from planes, horses.
Yeah. Exactly. You get kicked by an oxen. You're not safe.
Maybe get like a Segway or something.
Maybe train.
Yeah.
Train. I'll toss you right off of that fucking thing.
Train is pretty safe, probably.
But now Matt says, I know if you withdraw or deposit that with the bank, they call the FBI. And Eric Becker said $10K in the U.S., right? I don't know, but personally, I just took out more than that in one lump sum about 2 weeks ago, and they didn't do anything. So
really,
that is false. Yeah.
Well,
I won't name any numbers, but it was over that.
You don't know for sure that they didn't notify the IRS.
The IRS knows that everyone has money. You know what I'm saying?
Well, lucky you. You and your fucking legal money.
But anyways, so I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't even have said anything about that. You know what? I want that stricken from the record.
That was
a joke.
Oh, hey.
Everyone be cool for fuck's sake. Okay? We're in the trust tree.
What would be the reason that Andrew Tate would be silenced, though? You know what I mean? What's the... you know more about this
counter narrative. He's just saying that, like, the only reason that they they want a bunch of cucks walking around that are easy to control. They don't want real men. They've taken the men out of the house. You know what I mean? It's a very common thing that, there's a handful of people...
Yeah, I mean, this is the old turning the frogs gay thing, which I know, like, people all pretended to misunderstand, but I think more people understood it than will admit to it. But like, if there's a concerted effort being made to like weaken and androgynize men, don't you kind of want to maybe know why or what's going on with that?
Why there's such money put behind it?
Yeah, right.
Why the biggest corporations in the fucking world are so after that agenda? Because okay, so now we're getting on a different subject, but I'm down to do that.
That's the reason that he would be
so
silenced,
that's the thing and in doing so, like, this is the thing is, and we've talked about this on here before, but why is it that corporate America is so behind these movements? It's not equity. They don't give a fuck they give a shit about your dollar. That's it.
They have no morals. It doesn't matter.
No, in fact, if anything, they have anti-morals.
Right.
You know what I mean? They would rather see everyone dependent on their service of whatever it is. So I guess one scenario would be, okay, they have their finger to the wind and they see that this is the current climate, and so they're just going to try and capitalize on that and act the part. But then there's a more nefarious sort of possibility where it's like maybe they're in on some sort of an agenda to weaken people and make them more controllable. Yeah, this has been talked about, for
it just stands to reason
decades and decades
that, like, what they call an alpha male. Yeah, this is someone.
It's not what you want in the.
It's not what you want in a good, like, fucking 1984 socialist
exactly.
republic.
Yeah. So that's his claim, is that's why they don't like him, because he doesn't shut up, and he won't shut up, and he just is sort of.
That's why our show doesn't get any views.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we don't
fucking manly. They're just scared of us. Yeah.
But yeah, so. I actually have a video that we might.
Oh, and I don't want to forget this. Andrew Tate does have some very traditionalist supporters that I noticed. I sent you that article.
Yeah.
Let's pull that up and do that. First. Yeah, because him being a traditionalist, and okay, so he is also a devout Muslim now. Apparently, I forgot about that too.
Yes.
Which is, who knows, whatever.
Who the fuck knows? All right, let's take a look at this.
So
folks.
The Taliban is worried about Andrew Tate as they ask for his freedom. I'm like, all right, so are we? I didn't pay attention for a few years, but did we fully get to the point where we're just like cool with the Taliban at this point? Or like,
I don't think so.
Because at one point, so we always have seen those weird stories where it would be like, the U.S. is partnering with the Taliban to fight ISIS.
Like, we've armed them to do this.
Al Nusra is doing this, so we're gonna be cool with them for a minute, and now we're whatever. So.
Okay, members of the Taliban are worried about Andrew Tate and are asking us if he's free yet, according to Samira Khan, a former Miss New Jersey turned anti-woke journalist. What? Khan said she took part in a Twitter space with the Afghan Taliban to discuss the detainment of Andrew Tate.
Okay, when you're having a conversation with the Taliban, I think you can drop the bland corporate speak.
Yeah, just fucking shoot straight, buddy.
Let's fucking hear what happened.
You're shooting from the hip now. You're talking to fucking.
I mean, we're through the looking glass at this point.
Okay. Along with his British influencer who was arrested in Romania on December 29th, along with his brother and two Romanian nationals, and charged with human trafficking. Romanian prosecutors allege that Tate brothers coerced 6 women into producing pornography, with the alleged victims facing acts of physical violence and mental coercion.
Yeah.
One of those arrests was also charged with rape, though their identify has not been disclosed. Hey, Newsweek!
Get it together. Jesus Christ. You know how this makes us feel.
Yeah. You had 5 sentences to write in that paragraph, and you fucked up 2 of them.
Yeah. Wait, all right, so we'll go down to because there's a picture of the tweet. Down here, look, okay.
Look at that top G.
Yeah.
And also, what's this?
I don't know what the purpose of that is.
This is a depiction of Jesus Christ.
He must be a high-ranking Taliban
and that
member.
beard says fucking hipster, Logan Square hipster all day.
Things are not always so clear-cut in the ancient Holy Land, Tom. You can't judge a book by its cover.
All right.
So let's see.
On Saturday, Khan tweeted, "We are hosting a Twitter space with the Afghan Taliban to discuss the detainment of Andrew Tate."
Why?
I don't know.
They're worried about Andrew Tate, and they're asking us if he's free yet. Well, maybe they should.
Why are they even talking to you? Why do you have an open channel with the Taliban? That's my fucking first question.
Also, if they have the means to communicate with you, they can fucking get the news for themselves. The fuck are you talking about? They're asking you.
Yeah. Like, how do you know?
Yeah.
You're a fucking former Miss New Jersey. They're like, oh, God, our boy's in fucking jail. Who do we find out? Oh, I know.
Yeah.
That one anti-woke journalist that used to be a fucking swimsuit model.
Yeah, none of this really lines up. And like Andrew Tate doesn't seem to me to be the type of guy that lives the lifestyle the Taliban would support. I mean,
no.
They're usually more a fan of like pretty austere and
like very yeah.
They like to just like
they pray. They like to pray and shoot.
They eat sand and shit. They're like,
I think they might eat some sand.
Well, you do it inadvertently when you're out there. You know?
I mean, you ever have sex on a beach?
I don't know if
sand gets everywhere.
I don't think so. Actually,
don't do it.
Yeah, I think I just knew better. Yeah.
All of the movie scenarios, by the way, where you're having like some sort of quirky fucking romantic sex,
none of it works.
Fuck off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all those fucking writers, shut up.
Yeah, what is it?
Shower? You kidding me? You're sliding around. There's no footholds. You got to put a fucking leg up here.
Oh, the shower is horrible.
And then what are you doing? Washing her hair?
Yeah.
Now you gotta wash. Now you're just in the shower because you nutted.
No, and also you can't both be under the water good enough at the same time. It's
stupid.
like, yeah, dude, it's really
the shower sex. I remember. Yeah. Anyways,
like once in a while, it seems like a good idea, and then you remember immediately. You're
I've gotten myself into this, dude. I once had a girl ask me to take a bath with her.
Oh, Jesus.
I fucking got in a bath with this chick thinking, I don't know.
I'm going to lay in a puddle of my filth with me?
I was like, wait a minute, what are we doing?
Yeah, no,
How drunk are we?
You got to really like somebody for that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, I didn't. So I was not in that bath very long.
Wait, what was it? I was going to get to some other thing.
Yeah.
Do we read the rest of that tweet?
Well, yeah, that was...
they say Westerners need Andrew Tate because we were oppressed by feminists. What do you think of that? I mean, this is such a fucking weird thing. Why? Like, first of all, yeah.
Now here's okay.
How anti? This is what we were talking about earlier. Like nobody has any fucking balance. How against wokeness are you that you're like all the way to the fucking Taliban? You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's one thing to point out the hypocrisy and the stupidity of some shit.
Yes.
You don't have to go talking to the fucking Taliban about it.
Yeah.
You know.
But also this. Okay, so. My main thing would be this. All of this seems all very convenient. There's these two
convenient
Romanian nationalists that these Tate boys got mixed up with, right?
Okay.
Now all of a sudden,
what makes them like they're like ethno-state people?
I believe so.
Okay.
Now all of a sudden they're in some hot milk, and possibly not of something of their doing. So my point being is when all of this started happening, there was a lot of powerful forces that really wanted this guy out of the picture.
Yeah.
And then he started shit with Greta Thunberg.
When you have that giant fucking cross-platform, like big fucking just iron fist cancellation.
Yeah, it seems
it's hard not to believe that there's some, what.
Like they all just randomly did it the same day? What are you talking about? Every platform just accidentally did the same fucking thing on the same day?
All of you just so happen to agree on politics?
Yeah, shut the fuck up. So that is your first thing. Yeah. That was the thing, is like when that sort of deplatforming happens, there is obviously some sort of concerted effort between these. I mean, dude, it's the old.
I mean, they used to fucking say this about Mulder back in the day. The smoking man. No, seriously, the smoking man would be like, we can't kill him or run him out, or he'll just become a martyr. And it'll give him even more credit.
Yeah.
And all his theories and stuff. And that's just I mean, come on, that's old. We know about that. You do this, and now you create again. Like we talked about earlier with drugs and blah, blah, blah. Now we have a counterculture. Now there's something cool. Now there's something that pisses you off. Now there's something that bucks tradition. And now
he doesn't shut up. And so now he expounds on all of this very publicly. And so now...
And then you have, but even more, sorry to cut you off, but then it's even a more annoying thing about it is now all that crazy outlandish trolling shit he says, there's fucking people that are going to actually think that shit and go and start living their lives really that way, because it's it becomes a fucking cult almost, I guess, right?
But so... My thing is, and we'll wrap this up because we're at an hour, and I'd love to go have a cigarette. And Eric Becker says desert Amish.
I mean, they're basically, dude.
Funny.
Besides the guns, for the large part of their existence, they're in the Stone Age. For all
they don't.
Purposes.
That whole region is sort of. I just got up. Am I now woke, Mike? You are. And Sam Kinison explained the whole living in the sand thing. I know that was one of the greatest bits. But we'll wrap this up, and I have a video we can watch later if we want to come back to this. But my thought on this the whole time is like I say, when every platform kicks you off simultaneously, this literally cannot be coincidental, right?
Sure.
We can both agree on that. It's or I guess it could. The odds of it being so are pretty fucking astronomical.
Yeah.
Now, the second part, when he's calling out, the next thing they do is arrest you. And then
he gets arrested.
Weeks later, he gets arrested. Not only gets arrested, in the most corrupt country in the world as a 350 millionaire, which never happened. So this is my thing. If this government actually sticks with charges and actually something really happens to this guy where he goes away, this was not the doing of the Romanian government, because he could have just greased their fucking palms and been out the next day. So that means somebody else is influencing the Romanian that has more influence than him.
There's an oligarchy afoot.
That's what you know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that seem logical?
I mean, I do. Yeah, I think that it's
because if those are the players on the chessboard and this is what this player can do, you know that you could pay them off.
Right.
And he's got a lot of money and a lot of influence.
Yeah, it makes it seem a lot more. Well, okay.
Someone
so the whole
with more influence would have to be behind whatever does happen to him.
And how about this? We just told you guys about how, and this is fucking really biting new shit.
We like making?
About how corporations don't have morals. And it's like, so he's clearly has a demonstrated market value as a fucking personality.
Yes.
And it's like, you think none of these companies are interested in the traffic and revenue he could bring? No, there's something else to
exactly.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so that's what it all seems suspicious to me.
Yeah.
Because so... Well, I mean, it's something to follow. We'll see what actually happens with Sir Tate, Top G.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really decide. Like, I've seen some shit that he said that I thought was really smart.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of him.
I can't really decide what I think about him because he just seems like also a guy I would fucking just hate to be around.
Yeah, I mean, he's an annoying dude, but he cracks me up a little bit just because he pisses off the people that I think need to be pissed off.
Done and said some funny ass shit and said some really smart stuff too, and then other stuff that I'm just like.
But yeah, I'm not a huge fan. You know what I mean? I'm not a fanboy of Top G.
Okay. That's how it starts. I mean, this is how I started with Alex Jones. I was like, yeah, you know,
he's
the
okay,
guy,
I suppose.
Pretty soon I'm fucking at the Bilderberg meeting.
Yeah, meeting him, taking pictures with him. Yeah. All right, let me see here. I think we have something for you fellas.
And as we take you out to the break, don't you worry, cats and kittens, because you ain't gonna have to be without your maskless bandit pals for even 1 second. Because what we do for you in the breaks is we play our show.
Really, it's the only way to do it.
Here is a clip called Radioville News Jokes number 2, I believe, right?
Yeah, this is something we were doing for a while, and
we got to do this again.
Yeah, no, I love doing this. It's fun, and we're not good at it, but sometimes we come up with some stupid shit. So
here's the last time we wrote some jokes about the news.
Yes, enjoy.